Kip, all right?
Yeah. You
How's
cool,
it
Con?
Very good.
Not too bad.
It's
Thanks.
quiet week. Very cool.
Yeah. Chills. How are you?
Well, all right, actually. A bit
Yeah,
knackered.
you had a busy week, Con.
I have had a busy week. I've been doing a lot of shooting and, well,
Yeah.
late nights. Well, no nights, in fact.
Gonna say you don't do days. You do like nights all the time, don't you?
Didn't get to bed. I stayed up last night with the moon and Jupiter. And then by the time it got around, then I wanted to get the moon when it was sort of bluish in the blue sky, but then it sort of disappeared. Oh, you bastard! I just waited fucking 2 hours for that. It just disappeared. So
That's
I
the
thought,
trouble with photographing the stars in the sky, isn't it?
yeah,
1 minute's there, next minute, it's gone.
this is it, isn't it? Well, you got to put up with it. But you win, you lose. This is it.
Yeah.
But it was so. Then I came in and did some processing and what I'd done, and then I realised I hadn't finished off this week's or last week's Silver Surfers when I thought I had. So I had a bit of a work to catch. Yeah, well, I thought I'd done it. I hadn't. I hadn't done the thumb, and I hadn't put in 2 extra figures in it as well. But the thing is, he got about 25 calcs in the video, and he changed one, and then one guy gets in front of another thing. I think, well, no, I don't want him in front of that. I got to put him behind it. Then you got to work out how to put the other one behind that, and all of a sudden you're in a fucking mess.
Yeah.
Oh, God, just turn it off and start again.
Often the best thing to do, Con.
Mm.
Yeah. Biscuit's joining us.
Yeah, I don't know if Mike's coming in. He said he was a bit ill or something. He had a flu jab.
Well, there's a lot of, I say a lot of, I know of people who are getting COVID.
Really?
Yeah.
Biscuit. Rainbow one.
How do you manage that, Biscuit?
I didn't know it was there.
I'm sure you can take tablets for that, you know?
Yeah.
You've been hacked.
Yeah.
Like one of those superheroes.
I wish.
You just call him Rainbow Eyes Crawford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have you pressed on your computer to do that?
Oh, yeah.
That was different anyway.
I was having a play about earlier on, and I didn't know that had come on.
Yeah. That's good fun playing about with all the things. You played the beta stuff on it as well.
Yeah.
That's good fun, isn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How are things?
Cool.
Yeah, good all round.
Waiting on the next round of posting.
The next round of banter about the post, is it?
Yeah, well, I think it's all done now, isn't it? Everything's done. So
never done till it's done.
Yeah, until it's put in the ground.
That's very true.
And a nice title with a good firm post.
Yeah.
Yeah. It should all be plain sailing, hopefully, from now.
So what sort of time frame are you working on, Biscuit, do you know?
I think we're looking at about 3 weeks.
Right.
Because he said he's got to, he said that the drill bits that he's ordered have got to come from China. So, because he said, because he's ordered 251mm bits. And he said the next size up was 55.
All right.
And I said, oh, we don't want to go 55. And he said, well, are they definitely going to be 50mm? I said, well, they're going to have to be.
Well, can we ask her to make the things smaller?
Well, as long as they're all uniform and they're 50mm.
No worries.
51
always get a bit of sandpaper on it, can you?
On what?
On the hole, just go around the side of the hole with a bit of sandpaper.
Oh, that'd be a pain in the arse, that would be.
Exactly, wouldn't it? Yeah.
It's hardwood, you wouldn't do anything.
No. It's
just, because she can make them in any size, she can make the discs any
as
size.
Long as she can do them, she's got to be certain that they are 100%,
50.
50 mil, because
Yeah, well, she'll have to do a sample, won't she? Because they do, expand when they're making them.
Sam coming in.
I thought if anything, pottery normally shrinks once it's
Does it
been
shrink?
fired.
I don't know.
It
I
does,
don't
yeah.
do much pottery.
Yeah.
If she's triple firing, it might. I can't remember what we used to do with Mr. Lloyd in his class.
Yeah, all I know is it used to be a nightmare if you wanted to make something, I don't know, like a teapot, because the body of the teapot would be bigger. You want to allow that wouldn't shrink as much as the lid would.
Yeah.
So
End up with a wobbly lid.
yeah, or you end up with a lid that falls in the flipping pot.
That's not so good, is it?
No. So that's
Hey, Sam.
then.
Hey,
How we do it?
How we
okay,
doing?
so Michael's not well, is he?
You think he's had his flu jabs and he's got a reaction of some sort? He usually gets. He might come in, he might
That
not.
was a week ago, though, wasn't it? We had that a week last Friday.
He said it all.
It's funny that it's him a week later. I mean, we had ours a week last Monday, and we felt a little bit grim, like sort of 24, 48 hours after.
Was that the flu jab or the COVID jab?
Or flu jab. We vowed we're not going to have any more COVID.
Why is that?
Too many negative things about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
blimey.
You want to catch it because my uncle and his wife have got it.
What negative
Really bad.
things?
Our neighbour's son is quite high up in the medical world. In fact, he was working for one of the companies, I can't remember which one it was, that developed one of the COVID. What was it? There was about 3 or 4 different COVID jabs, wasn't there?
Pfizer.
Yeah, that's right. There was one beginning with, I can't. Lee was working for one of the companies that developed it, and he's had some serious problems. He's had surgery now, and he said they swear there's a lot of people that have had strokes, and other things that the virus or the jab has sort of exaggerated. So
The thing is, you can't tell, can you? Because you might have just had that stroke anyway.
Yeah, there's a broad. It must affect so many people in so many different ways, isn't it?
yeah. So I don't think we'll be having any more.
Oh, you're going to be turning into a truther biscuit.
Yeah.
Conspiracy theory. I'll get my diary in there.
He'll be starting ranting on about flat Earth soon.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's looking pretty flat behind you. Yeah.
No, very true. Yeah. So yeah, so just hoping that
Hope we don't catch it then.
yeah, basically. Yeah. I mean, we have up till touch wood, up till now we haven't had it.
No, because you had the vaccine.
Yeah. Maybe. But
One way to find out, biscuit, isn't it? But
that's right, yeah.
But the risk of you catching it now would be a lot less because you'd have some sort of immunity anyway.
Yeah.
If you did catch it, it's not that you won't catch it. You might just not get affected so much.
When other people have noticed.
It's always going to be there, isn't it?
What they are. Yeah, it's not to say, oh, you can't come on now.
Are you talking, Sam?
No, I'm sorry. Well, I'm just when you mentioned about the flu jabs, I just remember there was something written in my diary for tomorrow. I just put down 11:25, and that's remember what it was for. Flu jab. So I just write in the diary. No, I'm not sure where that extra audio is coming from.
Oh, it was weird.
Me, I think.
Eh?
It was me.
Was it?
I had the last week's Zoom in the background. And I clicked it by mistake, boys.
Trying to confuse me, eh?
So how long ago did you boy finish his cycle ride? Yep.
It was 2 weeks ago. It was week
Was
last
it?
Sunday. Yeah, epic trip.
Bloody hell, yeah.
It was quite interesting because
That's about 100 miles a day, you know?
well, yeah, it was more than that because it's just I think it's about 1,000 miles he did, or just under in 8 days and 2 hours.
That's a lot of pedaling, isn't it? Bloody hell.
A lot of pedaling. He had a tracker on the special tracker on his phone, so I could go to Google Earth, zoom in, and see where he was at that point in time.
All right.
The scene he was going through, or it was really good. Really,
Yeah. What
Right
sort of
on,
weather?
man.
Trying to think 2 weeks ago, what sort of weather did he
He
have?
was very lucky. He had 1 day of rain, and he sort of there was loads of rain moving up the country. He was just ahead of it all the time.
All right.
Just
So
caught one
is there facility for finding them a route, or they have to look for it themselves?
there's several sort of routes that people take all the time because there's thousands of people do this stupid
All
thing.
right. Yeah.
So there's recognised routes which don't go on too much of the main highways.
Yeah.
But some of the roads up in Scotland, there is only one road. You haven't got a choice.
You can't actually go on the M1, can you?
No.
A bit of a shame.
I was just concerned about the idiots really driving. It's
Yeah.
that was in the back of my mind. But no, he did it all right. And
Was it just the two of them, or part of a bigger group?
No, just two of them decided to do it, and off they went. He only just about did it, mind. His knee was really bad when he got there. And he took a shortcut. He had a choice of doing 2 days to get to John O'Groats from the last stop off, or 1 day in a couple of hours. So he said, he's just going to go for the one long day, which is just about 100 and something miles, I think.
Yeah.
So with a short journey, his mate went the other way then, and they met up. But I got to give it to him. It's a bloody long way to bloody ride a bike.
Well, when you think that you can't go on motorways and you've got to go the old ways that you used to have to go, surrender.
You got to plot the route out because you got to decide where you're going to stay and how many miles you're going to do in that particular day and book your stop over.
And hope somebody hadn't pinched your bike when you come down in the morning.
Well, I got to one place and they said, no, there's no booking here for you two lads, which is a bit of a bummer, but they managed to find somewhere else in the town.
Oh, God.
How did they get down to the start point then on the train with the bike?
Yeah, they took the train. They cycled to Paddington or one of the stations in London because they're both in London. Train down, stop overnight, and then off they went the next day.
Yeah, I get it. Oh, fantastic!
Yeah, very, very proud of them.
Yeah,
I noticed the signpost at John O'Groats isn't very good, is it?
I don't like the font.
No, I changed that if I was
I remember that one.
I thought you threw it in there. Where is it? Because I saw the sign. Where does it point? I know it's one that says New York or something, doesn't it? The John O'Groats one. I was at the Land's End one.
I think one says America, one says Land's End. I'm not quite sure the other. I think they pointed North Pole or something. I don't know where they are, to be honest. I'll have to ask him. Yeah,
because perhaps that's the one at Land's End, but the John O'Groats is that also a signpost? What's the marking of John O'Groats?
I thought it was at John O'Groats, that photo.
No, it's actually outside John O'Groats because you got the village and then it's further up the coast a little bit.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Well, the actual point they call
the
end.
It's the Groats of John.
Signpost. Yeah.
Or the beginning, depending which way you're doing it, I suppose.
But John keeps his Groats.
Yeah.
There's not a lot there. Have you ever been there?
No.
Yeah, I've been to both, to Land's End and John O'Groats, but I didn't cycle in between, and there was a couple of years in between.
I got near to John O'Groats. We're up in Thurso.
Well, that's the last stop before John O'Groats. About 30 miles away.
We stayed on Thurso Beach, there's a site on Thurso.
Really?
But there's bugger all there, not even trees, nothing. And it was just an open field. I don't think I've ever been, we were in the van and the wind kept waiting to get blown over. It was flipping horrendous. Absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, it can be a windy place.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I had a great time out in Scotland. It was great. I enjoyed that. You get some good tips.
We caught the bus to John O'Groats, and it isn't that far a trip, but the bus goes all around people's farmhouses, little tiny estates, God knows what. And you eventually get there, and there's not a great deal there, to be honest. There's a cafe, a souvenir shop, and there is a dock where you can catch a boat, God knows to where.
The Land's End, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know whether you get a boat to the Shetlands, perhaps, or something like that. I don't know.
I don't think it's much in Land's End, is there? I think is it Thursday got the bigger port? I don't know.
Land's End, there's even less in Land's End.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Well, I can remember when I was about 16, a bunch of us, we all hitchhiked and we said, "Oh, let's just go to Land's End, shall we?" We go away for about 4 or 5 days, how long it took, and we all split up and hitchhiked in different teams. And I remember getting to St. Ives, sleeping the night on a shelter next to a couple of bikers with newspapers over us. Police came along in the middle of the night checking on us. But then when we were supposed to go on to Land's End, we must have met up with the others in Penzance. But then we didn't go any further. We kind of went, we're here now, ish. Do we need to go the next bit? Yeah. Because how far is it from Penzance to Land's End? Literally about 20, 30 miles?
That's a trot as well, isn't it?
It's what?
Bit of a trot.
I don't think it's very far.
Yeah. Well, that was in the 60s, that was. Same distance it is now, though.
Yeah, that was when you could hitchhike everywhere, couldn't you? It was amazing.
Oh, yeah. It was quite the norm, Truckers were quite sort of good, but then they took a bit of a while, and sometimes a bit noisy, uncomfortable, but they were okay.
When was the last time we saw somebody thumbing a lift?
This afternoon.
Not in the UK, you haven't?
Oh.
I can't remember. I can't even remember the last time. It must be such a long time ago.
My car was full. I couldn't give him a lift because usually I stop and give him a lift.
I think the last time, I wasn't driving, but my van had broken down and I was being picked up then to go a bit further on by Kim's son. And we were just on our way somewhere, and there were a couple, and they actually weren't thumbing, but they had a baby in a rucksack on the back, a rucksack on them, and they were walking the Gower Way or something, and it was just near the North Gower service station, and they come down from Reynoldston, come down over Kevin Bryn, and they were heading for Pencloud, and there was a pathway they were looking for. And as if the Gower Walk or the Gower Way cut through there. But in the end, we said, and it was pissing down with rain. So we said, do you want to, we can give you a lift if you like. They were quite grateful,
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, they were staying in a place in Pencloud, and it was called Vicarage Cottage or something, which was, strangely enough, right next door to a church,
Oh.
And so they were quite happy to get there, We dropped them off. Yeah, it used to be quite okay, thumbing before. It was like the norm in my day. You gotta have your kind of wits about you, but then later on when there were started to be troubles, and it sort of went the other way. Not so much be wary of the people who pick you up, be wary of the people you pick up. That was everybody was scared. Who am I picking up?
I did Mumbles to Biarritz many times. And one time I did it thumbing. I did it in less than 38 hours. I was with the boat. That was amazing.
What's that? Thumb to Dover, Calais, and then down, was it?
No, up to Roscoff and up the M4.
All right.
Was it the M4? Was it the A30?
Right, hang about. So Roscoff, where does that cross to?
Roscoff, Plymouth.
Plymouth. All right.
Yeah. You have to do a bit of a scuttle around Plymouth or find somebody on the boat. That's the one to do. Find somebody on the boat who's just going outside Plymouth to drop you off at a roundabout outside Plymouth.
Yeah.
Going through Plymouth's a nightmare. Like, it's all dual carriageway. And there's no hitch there, really.
Yeah.
Only when people come off the boat, and they're all usually full up. Like,
yeah, watching the current series of the Race Around the World on tonight now, and I think it's the third one. I missed the second, and they were catching a ferry from just outside Marseille to Corsica. So of course, when the ferry got into Corsica, their rendezvous point was about 100 odd miles south. So they were the teams then were going around the boat on the ferry asking people, is anybody going to this place? Began with a B, sounded like the main town at the bottom of Corsica.
Bastia.
What's it called?
Bastia.
Maybe something like that. But so two of the teams managed to get a lift actually agreed before the people had left the boat, but one lot couldn't, so they just had to get off the boat and then start thumbing. And I felt really, because one of the teams has got a guy who's a double amputee. He's got two false legs, one from the knee down, one from the hip down, you know. And it happened to him a long time ago. But and there they were, sort of, you know, on the side of the road, thumbing the lift. And one woman, she said, "Oh, I can't take you all the way. I can take you a little part of the way." She took him about 5 kilometers down the road, you know. And the roundabout she dropped him off then was less likely of getting a follow-on vehicle.
That's
I remember that.
Yeah, when you get a lift, you got to be sure you're not going to be dropped off in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the worst pits, that is. I remember one time I was going around Europe. It was with Chris Mott. We were going around Europe, and we got through, went through Amsterdam, and we went up towards Germany, came down through Cologne, and coming back into Belgium, and near Namur somewhere. And this guy dropped us off at the roundabout, and it was about 150 hitches on the roundabout. And you think, oh, fuck, you know. And some of them, is cutthroat, boy, I tell you. Some of them been there for about 2 or 3 days, sort of thing, you know, we're talking to them. I said, "Look, Chris, pull your skirt up. I'll hide behind the fucking bushes there, and you fucking see if you can stop someone." So she did it. The guy stopped. So I jumped up, gets in, and we both jump in. Up, go. There's all these other guys chasing after us. Oh! So we got out of there. We only took us a couple of miles up the road, but he took us to an empty roundabout, which is useful.
Yeah.
I got picked up by a police car once. It was interesting.
Huh?
I got picked up by a police car. I was going back Birmingham back to Bristol, I think it was. And police car stopped, and I thought, oh, crap, here we go. It's just going to be grief. He said, "Where are you going? You know, what's your name? Blah, blah, blah." I said, "Get in." He said, "We go in." I think it was like Chepstow or somewhere, or Gloucester. So he said, "Get in, we'll give you a lift down."
Oh, I don't know.
So you just feel very nervous. You feel very guilty. You think, are they going to take me somewhere else? They're going to lock me up for some reason.
Didn't I ask him, "Can you put the blue light on, please?" The sirens.
Hurry up, I'm a bit late.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's interesting.
You do meet some funny buggers, don't you?
Yeah, but sometimes they might have been a bit aware of, oh, this is a bit of a dodgy thing here, and do they drive by and leave the poor sod to whatever might happen, or is it part of their brief? No, you know, err on the caution, take them out of that situation.
Right, yeah, perhaps. Yeah.
If you don't have another call on the way to go to an emergency or something.
Yeah.
Did you say you were heading for Chepstow, or you were coming back from Chepstow?
No, I was going from Birmingham down to Bristol.
All right, I'm with you.
So the strangest one I had was, well, it was strange, going back from Bristol, coming back home one weekend, and this American picked me up, and his wife, and he was like driving all over the place. I said, "Have you driven much in Britain?" No, he said, just coming on holiday. He said, heading for Swansea. I said, "Oh, that's handy. That's where I'm going." I said, "Shall I drive?" And every time he came to a roundabout, he says, "What are these goddamn roundabout things?" He says, "What the hell are these things?" He said, "What are you supposed to do?" Because they don't have roundabouts in America. And he just didn't know what to do. And it was the wrong side of the road for him. He was in a real panic, and he was just, I thought, well, I'm going to die here. So I said, "Oh, okay." So I drove him all the way back. It was quite handy, but he said, "I'm going to somewhere called Brinny Mill." I said, "Yeah, I know. Don't worry about it." And he named the road. I can't remember where it was. I said, "Yeah, I know where that is." He was very thankful to get in there.
Yeah.
His wife was more thankful. I don't think she thought they were ever going to get there.
Huh.
Well done. Yeah. I remember one time we were outside Amsterdam, and this old couple picked us up, and it was so greyish, almost drizzle, but not quite. You could feel it was coming, and they stopped and picked us up. I said, "Where are you going?" And I said, "Well, we're on our way, actually. We're going towards, trying to get to Clone." "Oh, that's a long way, and it's late at night. Would you like to come home and have some tea with us?" I said, "Well, yeah, okay, we'll put you back on the road, So we went home with them, and had a cup of tea, and then invited us to dinner. And it just went on and on and on. They were lovely, lovely, lovely people. And it's old-fashioned Dutch house, And so we stayed the night with them then. And then the husband in the morning, he took us all the way out of Amsterdam to the other side of Amsterdam, just on the entrance to the route towards the west, to the east, towards Germany. Like that was, you do meet some nice ones sometimes,
Yeah, you do.
I picked a guy up in Kittle one day. I stopped at the Kittle bakery, and I come around. He says, "Are you going to Pennard?" I said, "Well, not really." He said, "Oh, give us a lift to Pennard." I said, "Yeah, all right then. Okay, no worries. I can turn down the lane all the way down to Parkmill." So we get to Pennard. He says, "Oh no, just a bit further along." Oh, okay. So we end up in Southgate, right to the very end, almost to the very end. "Oh, just up this left here, up this lane." "Oh, that'll do tidy, thanks." That's away from where I was going.
Up towards Hunt's Farm.
Yeah, it was bloody miles out of the place.
Bloody
hell, what a bloody cheek.
Personal taxi.
Oh, yeah. You meet them all, I suppose.
Yeah, but there'd be a bus going past there, wouldn't there? Past the bakery.
Well, it would have been a bus. You'd probably have to wait half a day to catch it, mate. But still, that's probably why he was asking everybody for a bloody lift home. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the trouble now, isn't it, with the public transport and the tower and places like that. There isn't any, is there? Basically.
It is. People found me out. Like I told you when I got a bit confused and I was down the garage, dropping my van off, and then I thought, I'll catch the bus back. And the bus came down from Kevin Bryn. I thought, all right, it's going to stop here now. And the guy just drove straight past.
I got to wait for it.
Yeah, I thought, well, I was waiting. Maybe I was on the wrong side of the road, but I thought, but then he waved to me and he went down to Llanryddian Way, the garage, turned around, and then came back up. And I eventually got on it when he came back on the other side of the road, opposite the garage, Yeah.
You got to know, it's really weird the way the buses run. Because sometimes you end up with the two of them down at Llanryddian with the garage down the bottom there. And then passengers to get off one and get on the other and swap over, then they go off the different ways.
Yeah. Oh, well, I think of it, and then we sorted with the bench. But is there any advice from Simon about that the stain bleeding? Biscuit?
No, there's no advice.
No, does he know about it?
No.
Well, is it just going to wear off and then it'll self-weather?
It'll probably just weather out, I think.
Yeah, and just it'll bleed out.
Mm-hmm.
As long as someone doesn't sue us for damaging their their clothes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can see it by this. I got the sign of John O'Groats. This New York is 3,230 miles. Edinburgh 273 miles.
And it's got Land's End is 800 and something.
I'll tell you now. Yeah, that's probably the one that I'm.
Yeah, I had to move around the other side of the post to get the other view. You got it? I had it up, yeah. Land's End, 874 miles.
All right.
That's in a straight line, though.
Yeah, yeah.
As the bird flies.
Yeah.
I should imagine on their ride though, with a lot of so many, you're saying so many people have done it before. There's almost like a recommended route to take. I should have imagined it would go through some quite nice places, you know.
Oh yeah, following the route. A lot of it is little B roads and like little country lanes down in Gower.
Yeah,
off the main drag.
Quite nice if you get some tidy weather, I suppose. You know.
Yeah, well, he was lucky with the weather, so yeah.
Did he have an electric motor on it, or was it just pedal power?
No, just pedal power. Go, granted. No, definitely not a bloody electric bike. He wouldn't bloody live.
That was a feature on one. There was a program on this week. I'm not sure if there's this country or somewhere in Europe where they were talking about the trains, and there was this one particular country that it had a section in the train right just at the back where you parked your bike, your e-bike, and you could recharge it on the train. You know.
Okay.
And when you
don't
got
think you'll have to take him on the British trains.
Aren't you?
No, there's some sort of warning about them.
E-bikes.
They explode. Cars.
The trouble is, it's like everything else, and like people, you buy something off eBay, and that looks good. That's really good price. It's half the price of a normal electric bike, and the reason it's half price is it's dangerous. Components, and you got to charge it up, and that's when it all melts or bursts into flames.
Yeah, so I can see that point. Yeah, I suppose it's like getting a particular plug approved or whatever. You know,
well, it's like, you know, I don't know how many people if you got an iPhone, you buy another iPhone plug because you can't find the other one, and quite often you buy a copy. It looks the real deal.
Yeah.
You charge your phone up, and you got to pull the plug out, and you think, bleeding hell, that's hot.
Yeah,
it's really hot. It's there's something.
And also, there's a hell of a difference in time in the charging.
Yeah,
right. Get the generic one, and it takes about long.
Yeah, because at times when I've been caught out, and I'm out, I actually try and recharge my phone from the port on my laptop, but it takes forever.
Yeah, it hasn't got the power in it.
Even if you've got your laptop plugged into the mains, you know.
Yeah. It's just it's not a proper.
It's not designed to push power out that high.
Yeah.
It'll give you enough power to make a call, something like that, or use it on Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Not to charge it up too much. I, for one, will be happy to get to bed tonight.
You're actually going to go to bed tonight, Con?
Well, I say that now, but as I popped my head up outside, I was clearing out a bit. But, no, it's 3 nights in the trot now. I haven't hardly slept, so.
Well, you've gone out and done night shots, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But well, hanging round a lot of the time, waiting for some couple of clouds to part or the moon to be in the right position where I want it to be.
Yeah.
And also there's Jupiter coming in now. It's really bright at the moment. It's beautiful. Yeah. So I'm trying to focus a bit on Jupiter, trying to get as clear as I possibly can. That takes a lot of fucking about, but.
What's that line, the opening line of Paul McCartney's, is it in Band on the Run? That mentions Jupiter and Mars, doesn't it? Jupiter and Mars are in line tonight or something. I forget the song now. Standing on the edge of
Yeah. Another one.
That's Band on the Run, I think. But there is a song on that album which has got the line something about Jupiter in line with Mars tonight or whatever, the way the planets are lining up.
Mm.
Good. Oh, we were up at an interesting gig last night at Tycho on the top of Kilvey Hill.
Oh, that wood thing, is it?
Yeah, somebody built a new.
I saw that somewhere. I saw it on Facebook somewhere, I think.
I put it on my page just
That's why I probably got a notice.
as a little teaser, because it says Facebook sends you things from so many years ago and whatever.
Yeah.
So one came up from, I think it was 6 years ago or 7 years ago, of us doing a gig somewhere, and it popped up, and it was years ago, sort of Friday. So I thought, so I reshared it, and then I tagged it, and funnily enough, I said, tomorrow we're playing our highest elevation gig on the top of Kilvey Hill. So I did this thing about the roundhouse, and so it's a bit like the one down in Caswell Valley, where a particular Kilvey Hill sort of woodland trust have been building this place over the last year or two, and it looks really nice. A nice stone round base, really chunky pillars going up, and a nice wooden top to it. And they did the opening, thing of it yesterday. So there were lots of people along there, and they were cooking little things, doing things for kids, bit of a nature trail, one thing or another. And we played at the end of the day. But it was a bit of a trek getting our stuff.
How did you get up there, Sam?
It's from just about where you are on that road that goes through Foxhole, and then it turns off to get to Pentequeith and Bonny Mine. There's a little road before you hit that big roundabout. But just up there, only about 100 yards, there is a little wooden archway, and there's a path which goes straight up, which has been there for a while, but recently it looks like either the council or somebody have tarmacked it. So for the first 100 yards or so, it's quite smooth going. A bit steep, but it leads up into the woods. And I thought, we can't really bring this stuff up here. And I thought, there's going to be a road coming around from the Bonny Mine way. There's got to be a main road trucking up through there. But there wasn't as such. But if I drove up towards Pentequeith, and I just followed my bearings, my gut feeling there, and I think I need to turn right here somewhere, and then maybe right again. And because I walked up to the top of the place first, and the guy said, there is another path. So we walked down to this Rifleman's Way or something. So I was able to park up there, unload all the drums and all of us, and then we had about a 100-yard walk through the woodland, and they carved out a bit of a path, and there were a fair few people there to help us. So it wasn't too bad. So we did a half-hour step. It was good, and the weather held, It was quite good. And we
what'll happen when they build this bloody lift thing?
Well, yeah, that came into the conversation. So the guy I know, he was saying, that's because I had in mind that zip thing. I think, Kilvey Hill, the bit you see from town coming up over, over the village inn and, coming down the marina. But apparently, the destination is from a bit further over from where we were, and it's going to go down to where that Penderyn whiskey thing is. More heading over to Morpher.
I was in there last week for a tour.
Yeah.
And they said that the lift, the zip wire thing was going to come down there.
Yeah. So that's it. They must be trying it into a bit of a touristy hub thing as opposed to the marina, a bit
less than a minute, boys.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, I won't be coming back. I got stuff to do.
I'm tired as well. Anybody want to come back, Cap, or Biscuit?
Yeah, I'll give it a miss this week.
I'll give it a miss.
All right, okay. That's fair enough, because I'm knackered as well.
Okay.
Have a good week, guys. Take care of yourselves.
Yeah.
Everybody. And we'll see how Michael gets on.
All the best. I'll let you know if I get an update of regarding the post.
Yeah, okay, it's great. Lovely.
Take care, guys. All the best.
All the best, boys.
Good night.